Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the decks that I'm going to be working with for October and November. So these are just combinations between Oracle and Tarot that I felt very drawn to use together. I don't know why, they just kind of popped into my brain and I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. So obviously these are more spooky season themed, seeing that fall starts in a couple days here. The weather has been fantastic. So I hope wherever you're watching this from that you've had great weather too. It's been the kind of weather around here where you don't need a furnace, an AC running, nothing, windows open. It's just been fantastic. We got hit with that horrible storm that did some damage to my building, but then it just became amazing. Like it just became the best weather that we've had in a long time for a long period. So very thankful for that because we needed a little break from the chaos of Mother Nature. But anyways, so today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you these. We're going to flip through them, check them out. I'm going to show you what they look like together. And then as usual, we're just going to do a couple little mock readings or spreads using them, because when you're looking at them, you know, with one in the middle and two on the side, they might look awesome. But then when you actually start putting them into use and actually using them, they sometimes don't work out the way that you thought they were going to. So I always make sure that I do some spreads with it just to make sure that that energy is correct and they're jiving correctly. And yeah, so let's hop to it. I'm going to show you the first set. I've already visited this, so I'm just going to show it really fast. So I've been using the conjure cards alongside the Mabon, and I've been loving them together. They've been fantastic. They look great together. I feel the simplicity of the conjure cards and the depth of the conjure cards add to what the Mabon's got going on. The Mabon is a little bit, they're heavily illustrated, right? All of her decks are. I mean, which is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But I was trying to pick more simple artwork to go alongside them, I feel. The conjure cards, though, I don't know. I'm still like quite smitten with these. So give these a little shuffle here. Now, my Mabon deck is obviously brand new, like everybody else's, but I was shuffling it standing, which is a big no-no in my book. I never shuffle my decks while I'm standing, but for some reason I did, and I dropped them from really high up, and I ended up damaging the corners of them, so I had to press them for like almost a week to get the damage and the creases and all of that out. So my time has been cut short with these, and I haven't been able to work with them through all of September like I wanted to. These conjure cards, I'm telling you. Like, I swear to God, a deck is only mine when it's been damaged by me. I always, for some reason, damage my decks. Whether it's dropping them or the edges of them catching each other and splitting the core, whether it's my nails catching them when I'm trying to riffle or shuffle them, like it's always something. So I don't know. It is what it is. But so these two I have been working together, and the backs, they're okay. There's nothing. I still think the conjure cards have really weird backs, in my opinion. But I do really like the messages that are coming through. I feel that, like all oracles, I feel Seasons of the Witch, the Mabon kind of softens the energy of the conjure cards, because I can find the conjure cards, I mean, like I'm sure everybody does, they're really quite direct and they're really quite to the point and they're really quite specific, and they're kind of like, hey, you know, like shit's gonna go down, get ready. Where, you know, the Seasons of the Witch, Mabon, I feel is very much like, but it's okay because you're going to be able to do A, B, and C with it, right? Like I feel that they just they're such opposite energies that they actually kind of calm each other down and balance each other out, right? So I don't know. I really like that. This has been a great combination and one of my favorites to work with. And I do like it with the Samhain as well too. The Conjure cards, they do work really good with the Samhain as well. So it's not an issue to kind of flip flop them around. Look at this. Like there's something about this right here that I'm just like all that black. I'm loving it. And even this, like, look how fantastic that is. So I don't know, it kind of, I feel the Conjure cards kind of bring a little bit more of a spooky vibe to the Seasons of the Witch, which sometimes they kind of need a little bit. Sometimes they're a little soft because they are an oracle, but I've already kind of showed this in one of my last videos. So let's look at some new stuff. So with Mabon being right around the corner, this is the perfect time to pull out these decks and to work with them. I mean, obviously that's what we do, right? And a lot of people out there, we follow the seasons and we pick our decks according to the seasons, right? It's just the energy that feels present during this time, so it's perfect, right? So the other deck that I've been working with the Mabon with, which might be strange to some, but if you are a lover of Deviant Moon, Trifonti del Luna goes amazing with it. And you either like Patrick's work or you don't. I love Patrick's work. I am a huge fan. I have all like I have a bunch of his stuff, not all of his stuff. I have a bunch of his stuff. I actually have the Zammer twins and the Trifonti del Luna in the rose coming this way. They were bumped, like damaged boxes, right? And I couldn't pass up the price. So when I can get things on sale like that, I do. So I've got the Zammer twins and, like I said, the Trifonti del Luna in rose coming. It should be here within, I don't know, maybe about a week or so. We'll see. We'll see. I might be able to pull them into another video that we do before. I might show it in my morning tea and see. However, I'll show you guys what I got though when they come in. But so I've been working on these together and I've been really enjoying the messages that have been coming through. They're beautiful and their color palettes look amazing together. Backs, I mean, even though these are really orange, my camera's kind of not showing it correctly, but these are pretty orange. But I don't know, they look good. They're all right to me. Like I don't mind it. But I really like the messages that are coming through. And I feel like they're working really well together. And I feel that they're just delivering amazing stuff. And the artwork is very different, right? Really different. But somehow, I don't know, I'm really liking them. And I'm really enjoying them together. I mean, this time of the year is when Patrick's decks shine, right? It's been that way for a very long time. So I don't know. I really like the combination of these together. And like I said, you either like Deviant Moon or you don't. I feel that Deviant Moon is one of those decks where if you can kind of open up your horizons and get past kind of, I don't know, I feel like people judge Deviant Moon's, like, Patrick's work really heavily, and they fail to see the humor in things. They fail to see how accurate these decks are. Like, I'm telling you right now, Patrick's decks have been some of the most straight shooters, best reads that I've ever had. And I hesitate using them with clients because of their imagery, and I know how people, like how judgy-wudgy people can be. But when I do get a client in where I feel that we can use these, I do, because I've had some profound readings with this deck. So, like I say, don't judge it and don't bash it until you try it. And even if you try it and you still don't like it, try it again. Because sometimes first opinions aren't right either. So, but if it ain't your tea, it ain't your tea, and that's okay. But it's my tea, and I really, 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 really like these together. I think they're fantastic. See, and I've got damage on my cards because of that drop. I was horrible to them. I like almost cried when I did it. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I have like rules to not shuffle and stand because decks fall and break, and it's like, or edges bend and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know. This is them, and I'm really enjoying the messages, and I really like what's coming forward with them. All right, let's see in action. My poor little beat up Mab on deck. I'm telling you, this thing. And I'm so like, I like taking care of my decks. I don't like them getting damaged. I try to avoid it at all costs. And there's just some that, I don't know, they just get beat up. They have, like, it's like they have that energy and they just become like a target. It's really weird, but it happens. All right, we've got cacao. And remember, we're not asking anything particular. I'm just looking how they energetically are working together. Oh, look at this. All right, so we've got the Eight of Coins, the Star, and the Hierophant with cacao. And it says, you are loved, you are held, and you already are everything you seek. How interesting is that combination? That's quite a beautiful message, honestly. I'm not a fan of the Hierophant card. Not this like deck in particular, like all decks. I'm like the Hierophant card just, I don't know. It always makes me like, I don't know, makes me uncomfortable. I'm not sure why that is. I guess I should maybe take a look into that and see why that is. Maybe it's the witch in me. I don't know. Something where I'm like, the Hierophant. Okay, the Scarecrow. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Bam. Three of Coins. The Two of Cups. All right, relax. Let's go. Oh my God, the Three of Wands. Okay. See, I find these decks, these Deviant Moon decks, are so active. So active. I love the Trifonti de Luna. I don't know. I think it's one of my favorites, to tell you the truth. I do like the original Deviant Moon. But I don't know, the Trifonti de Luna, I really enjoy its energy. All right, so we had that one that flipped the first one. So the Three of Coins. The Five of Cups. Let me move this down so it's out of the glare a little bit here from that light up above. All right, so we've got the Three of Coins, the Five of Cups, and the King of Wands with Scarecrow. Remember that you are not alone. Move with confidence as you are guided. It's a great message. All right, let's see one more. Ooh, the witch is gathering. All right, interesting cards. Ten of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Very interesting, very fast moving, quick energy, eh? Mental energy. And then we've got Gathering in Power. Come together in grace. Unity is rising, and all will be embraced. The Witch is gathering. See, I find that the Trifonti just it puts like this weird spin on things. Like the Mab on deck is so comfy and cozy and like curling up with, a hot chocolate in front of a fireplace. And then you throw in the Trifonti and it's like it kind of puts you in on your toes a little bit more, right? But at the same time, I do find the Trifonti comfortable in a way. Maybe it's because I've had it for a long time and, I enjoy it and I use it and I've grown very close to it. Like I said, I've had some profound, amazing readings with this deck. So it is comfortable to me in a weird way, right? But I don't know. I like it. I like the combinations. I like the colors together. I like the messages. I like the way it's delivering the messages. It all makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so another pair that I've been working with and really enjoying has been the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot and the Witch's Oracle. Here, let me grab the box. Sorry, I've got a bunch of stuff piled around me. The Witch's Oracle. So I've been really liking these a lot. I love the Witch's Oracle. This is one that's been in my collection a very, very long time. These are both mass market. This is Los Carbeos. This is, I believe, I don't even know what the company is. Edison Books, which I don't even know who that is. It's probably it's a small publisher, right? But I really enjoy this deck. This Oracle is fantastic, and I'm really enjoying it with the Jack-o'-lantern tarots. The Witch's Oracle came with like a really weird plastic box tray, which every time you put the cards in or took them out, it was starting to damage them. So I just ripped the whole thing out and I just let the cards fly around inside this box. But I mean, I don't shake it or do anything seriously silly, so it's fine. It doesn't do anything to the cards. It works fine for me. So the Witch's Oracle, like I said, is an older deck. It's been around a while. It's mass market. You should be able to find it. But I really enjoy the messages and, the stuff that comes through with it. It's very beautiful artwork. I love it a lot. And with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot, it goes really well. And the funny thing with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot is that like it's really RW based, right? Like a lot. But I don't know. It's got a quirky energy to it. I enjoy my readings with it when I use it. I tend to use this one with clients during this time of year because it's just, I don't know, it's so seasonal, right? So it works and it looks cool. So I feel like it's just such vibrant colors, right? Jack-o'-lantern tarot has really vibrant colors, a lot of blues. There's very jewel toned colors, right? And the Witch's Oracle pretty much does too. So I feel that they just look together, like they look good together, and I feel that they work great together too. Backs, they look fine, right? And I don't know, like I said, I enjoy these two together. I like their messages that are coming through. I like the energy that's being shared between them. And it works for me. But these blue skies that are in the jack-o'-lantern sometimes kind of are a little strange for me. And with the clouds and stuff, like it's weird, but it works, right? It's very seasonal. It's kind of a little strange. I think that this is a good deck for those of you that want something different, like Patrick's work, like Deviant Moon stuff, but at the same time, like Deviant Moon's a little too far for you. The Jack-o'-lantern Tarot is probably a really nice um, deck that kind of gives you that feel, but at the same time isn't so like far out there for you, right? So I feel it works really well. But I mean, like, look at how awesome they look together. I feel that they're just speaking the same language. They look great together, similar color palettes, all that stuff. I like the black, the black titles and borders at the bottom. Works. I like the borders on the Witch's Oracle because it kind of separates. Because, like I said, this has got such heavy blues in the backgrounds. It's just always blue sunny skies, which is kind of a little weird. But I guess in the Jack-o'-lantern tarot world, it's always blue skies. So maybe there's something in that. I don't know. But it works for me. And I do. Like I said, I've had these two decks for a long time. And I've worked with them quite a bit. And I enjoy both of them together very much. And individually and separate. And with other stuff as well too. The Jack-o'-lantern Tarot, haven't found a whole heck of a lot of partners with it. But this is definitely one that works really well, in my opinion, with it. And I don't know, like you might think that they're all too busy together because they are both very busy decks. But I don't know, it works for me. There's something about like the busyness that suits both of it, right? But yeah, so these are the two that I've been really enjoying together. This is obviously like more of a lighter side to an October energy. There's a friendliness about it. There's kind of a pleasant energy to this all, a positive energy. It's kind of uplifting because of the jewel tones, right? And the blue skies. So to me, it's a great deck to use on those bright, beautiful, cheery autumn days. All right, let's see them in action. Let's put them into a little spread. Remember, nothing in particular, just looking at how they are working together. Ooh, okay, I'm going to use that one because it just popped out. All right, we've got the Owl, Wisdom Keeper, with Two of Pentacles, the Tower, and Four of Cups. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this together. I like the bright, like punch of colors and those jewel tones. Like this just to me, I don't know, I love it. I think it's fantastic. The artwork is very complementing each other, like complementary, I guess I should say, or complementing each other. It looks fantastic. I really like it. All right, let's do another one. I want to see another layout. This jack-o'-lantern's interesting. Like the jack-o'-lantern tarot, when you start actually like looking at the images, there's some weird stuff happening in here. But like nobody really thinks twice about it because they all have like pleasant looks on their faces, right? Whereas the Deviant Moons, Patrick stuff, like they sometimes don't have like a pleasant look on their face, right? So I feel like, I don't know. The Deviant Moons are either something that you like or it's not for you. And that's okay if it's not for you. because you can do something like this if you want that energy, right? If you want that feel. And it's, you know, it's safer waters for some, right? It makes you feel not so far out. I feel like Patrick stuff sometimes can feel a little far out for some people. All right, so we've got the Lovers, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and then we've got Love. Well, isn't that quite a message, right? That's great. This is such an interesting Eight of Wands, eh? I love it. With like the butterflies and the snakes or worms. I don't know. Oh, maybe they're meant to be worms. They're meant to be worms. And then we've got like all the skull heads. It's really interesting. When you start to look at the imagery, it's actually really neat. Like there's a lot of different really cool things happening and different elements that are really neat. But the sunny blue skies kind of always get me on this deck. And I'm just like, wow, like, I don't know. Great weather in the Jack-o'-lantern tarot all the time. Let's do one more. How do I want to lay this? Okay, this one really wants to come out. Let's play this one. All right, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and then Holy Stone, which means protection. Yeah, I'm liking it. I like all the colors. They're all very suiting of each other. Like it just, it's almost identical color palettes, really, honestly, which is really, really cool. But yeah, so that's those. They look fantastic together. I really, really enjoy these as well too. The jack-o'-lantern's been in my collection for quite a long time, so I've used it quite a bit. I'm very comfortable with it. It's a great deck. Great for this time of year. Okay, and so the last but not least, Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle with the Antique Anatomy Tarot by Claire Goodchild. So my edition of Claire Goodchild's Antique Anatomy is just the mass market. It's when it first came out in mass market. I don't know. I don't have any problems with it. I guess if you knew what the indie deck was like, maybe this wouldn't be so interesting. But like, I don't know. I don't mind it. I like it. And when this came out, this was the first deck that I had bought for myself in a really, really long time. I sat with my the Llewellyn and a Marseille and a basic Rider Waite deck for years, years and years and years. And then finally, I ended up just because there was nothing available. This wasn't a thing. I lived out in the country. I had zero access to anything. And the area that I lived in didn't have these things available. So, I mean, even when I went into the city and I went to like the mall, right? There still wasn't this stuff. It like nowadays there's so much selection and variety that you can go bananas, right? That's why there's a million YouTube channels talking about these things, right? And unless you lived in a major city or like a very popular busy city, these things just weren't available. So when the Wild Unknown and this deck came around, which there was some time frames between those two, they were the first decks that I bought myself that I was like, holy crap, like this is so different. And I had never seen anything either one of them. Like the Wild Unknown, like blew my socks off when I first saw it. I had difficult times reading it because I was used to the images of a typical Rider Waite or the Lou Allen, which is pretty Rider Waite based, right? So when these decks came around, I was like, holy crap, like hold on to your hat because this stuff was crazy. So the Wild Unknown was one that I purchased for myself. And then a few years later, I ended up getting this Antique Anatomy Tarot. And I know nothing about Claire Goodchild. I didn't know anything about indie decks. I didn't even know you could purchase independently created decks. Didn't even know that was a thing. And I had found this one and I was so taken with it because I had never seen anything like it. So when I grabbed this, it was like, I don't know, it was crazy. And I still enjoy it and I still use it and I still, have a lot of time with it. I haven't used it in a long time. Like this one has kind of fallen to the wayside for a bit now, but this year, like it's coming out, and I'm like, okay, I got to work with it again. So this is a combination that came to me, and I'm seriously was just sitting and thinking about what decks I wanted to work with for the beginning of the dark season, and I don't know. These two popped into my head, and like I said, I haven't used the Antique Anatomy in a really long time. And I haven't used the Samhain Oracle since last year. So I don't know. I was really excited about this combination when it happened. And when it came forward, I was like, oh man. And then I went and grabbed it. It was like the middle of the night. It was so late at night. I was having a hard time sleeping. And I got up and went running into like my tarot space and I pulled them out and it was so late at night. And I was like, oh my God, it blew me away. Because honestly, I kind of have a hard time pairing this edition of the Antique Anatomy because it's kind of like a peachy tone. In the camera, it's looking yellowy, but if you own this deck, it's kind of like a peachy beigey tone. And I don't really have that color throughout too many things in my collection. So, yeah. But this color exists in this deck right in the background, right? You'll find it in this deck a lot. But I like the messages that were coming through. The backs, they're all right. Like they're not fantastic, but they're not horrible. But we don't care about the backs half the time, right? We're looking at these. And the messages are amazing. Amazing. This one is honestly all of the ones that I've showed you today, I've really enjoyed my time with. But this combination has been amazing, and I've really enjoyed my time with it. I like the illustration. I like the colors together. It works very well for me. They are working amazing together. It's the same kind of energy happening across the board. Like, look, we've got the moon, justice, and then grief. That's crazy. And it was funny, like when the Antique Anatomy came around, I had never worked with like a pip style deck, right? Well, I mean, I guess the Marseille would be a pip style deck, right? But with all fairness, my Marseille only have the majors. I never had any of the minors. So I was used to just the major cards of the Marseille. So I had never really worked with like this style. I was so engulfed in the artwork of the RW that this was like, whoa, like it was insane to me. And I was like, I don't even know what this is saying. Like it was insane. such a long time ago. Now is not the case. But that was during a time when tarot had left my life, and I wasn't really reading anymore. I had stopped reading, at events and for people, and I kind of just was doing my own thing. And I had actually left the world of tarot, and I did for quite a few years. And it was the antique anatomy that kind of pulled me out of that slump, right? But these are amazing together. I really, really enjoy these this combination of these two together. I feel the Samhain Oracle is very dark and heavy, which I mean, it's supposed to be. That's the time of year that it's encompassing, right? So it makes sense. But I feel like the flowers and just like the botanical aspect of the antique anatomy like kind of lightens everything up. But then when we look into things, we've got poisons and we've got these sharp objects that kind of add a level of like the macabre, right? Like we've got hearts sliced and brains and poisons and elixirs and stabby things, right? So it kind of brings that all together. But yeah, I do. I really, really, really enjoy this combination together. So let's see it in action. So let's do a couple spreads. All right, there's our one that wanted to come out, the elements. So remember, nothing in particular. We're just looking at like how it looks together in a spread and how it works and all of that stuff. I'm a firm believer in definitely test running them. I don't rely on just the way that they look aesthetically. They need to work, they need to function, they need to deliver magical messages, right? I think it's fantastic. You've got like the bright yellows and in this one's hair is in these flowers. You've got the purples that kind of are pulling all in together. You've got the darkness, the black color that's coming in through all of this. So like to me, they look fantastic together. So we've got elements. Remember to feel the warmth pulsing through her womb. You are a child of mother. True harmony awaits you. And then we've got the Five of Blades, the Knight of Coins, and the Two of Coins. Beautiful. Loving it. All right, let's see it. Let's see it again. Let's do another one. We've got transformation. Oh, look at this. All coins. Crazy. So we've got the Seven of Coins, the Five of Coins, and the Nine of Coins with transformation. Like 1,000 storms held in hands, soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within. That's really cool. I don't know. I don't know how you guys are feeling about them, but I'm really enjoying the energy of them together. I want to do one more. Let's do one more. The coming of winter. Oh yeah, she's a coming. She's gonna be here before we know it. It's already getting so dark. I think like it's like lamps are already starting to come on in the house. like 7. 7 of elixirs. I'm not going to have enough room to do the style that I want. I always run out of space. 6 of rods. And the queen of elixirs. Interesting. I like it. I don't know, to me, there's something about like the sunniness and like the brightness of the flowers with like the darkness of the Samhain Oracle. I don't know. I really enjoy it. I really like it. I think it's a great combination. It's very interesting and different. Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you've enjoyed my pairings and the different things that I have going on. These, like I said, are the decks that I'm going to be working with for October and November. I mean, obviously I've got some more coming in, like I told you, so I'll be adding them to my, into my rotation. But these are going to be the majority of what I'm going to be working with for October and November. Yeah, this is what I'm working with. This is what I'm feeling. This is where my October and November is going to be taking me. I really enjoy the combination of all of these together. I'm kind of wanting to try the Antique Anatomy with the Witch's Oracle too. As I was doing the spreads, those two kind of popped into my mind. So I wouldn't mind trying these two together at some point. Don't mix and match them, do whatever you got to do. Some of these pairings will speak to you, some of them won't, and that's okay. It might not be for everybody, but that's the way that tarot is, right? It's very individualized, it's very unique, and it's very personal. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed yourself and get outside and enjoy the beautiful fall weather. Happy Maybon. I can't wait for the summer to be done and for fall to come in. I'm actually really ready for the dark days and for the winter to kind of start to set in. Hopefully, as long as it's a nice winter. Last winter was not a nice winter. There was chaotic, crazy storms that I have never experienced before in all of my life. So hopefully, we have a nice, calm, beautiful winter. And I'm hoping for a long fall. So thanks for stopping in. If you've enjoyed yourself, like, subscribe, share, all that lovely stuff. And like I always say, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. All right, let's do it. I want to use this combination together. So I just shuffled them. I just laid them out. So this is the Witch's Oracle and the Antique Anatomy. I felt very drawn when I was doing the spread using the Witch's Oracle with the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. I felt very drawn to put these ones together. So let's see. Oh, sorry, I guess I should say what these were. All right, let's go back. I've got Justice, the Fool, and Commander of Power. And I'm all a little crooked here, as usual. All right, Temperance, 10 of Elixirs, and Enchantment. Backs look good. We've got 7 of Rods, the 8 of Blades, and Awakening. These look really good together. I'm glad I did this because I like these together too. All right, we got the Queen of Blades, the Wheel of Fortune, and Perception. Okay, the 2 of Rods, the Devil, and Book of Shadows Experience. Four of Blades, the Tower, and High Priestess Guardian. Wow, these look amazing together. The King of Coins, the King of Rods, and then Black Cat, Psychism. The Empress, the Ten of Blades, and Broomstick Cleansing. Look at that. That is quite a message right there, too. Yep, I'm going to be working with these ones, too. I'm really liking this. I really like the energy that's coming across. So we've got the Knight of Elixirs, the Chariot, and Spiral Attraction. Okay, let's see them in a spread. This is going to be a long video. Sorry, guys. But I felt really drawn to do it, and I, might as well videotape it, right? And show you guys as well, too. And I find the Witch's Oracle to be a very universal energy. Like, I don't find that it really fits into any particular season for me. I feel that all the seasons are depicted throughout the deck. So to me, it's a very good general overall, just a go-to deck. An oracle, I guess I should say. It doesn't fall into a particular season for me. So I just use it whenever I'm called to use it. All right. So we have the Six of Elixirs, the Page of Rods, the Moon with Cloak, which is camouflage. They look great together, eh? I'm sorry, I keep moving my bottom mat. This is kind of hard to pick cards up off of because your nail gets stuck like in the weaving and then it moves it, right? I've spent obviously, like I said, it was a long time ago because this deck hasn't been being used in a while. But I've spent, and actually ended up being 2 months with the Witch's Oracle the last time I used it, which was, like I said, a long time ago. And I loved its messages. I liked its language. I liked the way it was delivering the messages. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I'm just going to probably leave that in there because that was just hilarious. When you try to save it from a card falling and you take out the whole deck. But anyways, like I was saying, I really enjoyed my experiences when I do use the Witch's Oracle. I really enjoy working with it. Ooh, look at this. Now that is beautiful. Let me just straighten everything up here. All right, look at this. Beautiful. Like such beautiful pops of color, eh? So we've got the King of Blades, the Seven of Rods, the Eight of Blades, and we've got Nemesis with Lessons. Whew. Okay, yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. When it's like this, the way that it is now, this is kind of giving me more like a springtime, like early summer vibe. But I mean, honestly, when you're called to use them, you're called to use them. All right, we've got the Pentacle, Evocation, with the Page of Blades, the Three of Elixirs, and the Six of Blades. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I really like the blade suit, eh? I like the dark flowers or the white flowers with the blades. I think they're really beautiful. But yeah, so that was the Antique Anatomy with the Witch's Oracle.